Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Andrew Ray here. Wanted to bring y'all another Division video today. A little bit of a update on the PTS for all my console players out there and all my peeps who aren't available to be on the PTS and experience that themselves. We are currently moving into week 3 of the PTS, and in doing so, a lot of big things are happening, a lot of big changes, a lot of updates we've been asking for, a lot of updates maybe some of us have been asking for, maybe some of us haven't. But anyways, they're happening, so just thought I'd keep y'all informed and kind of keep y'all up to date. Just running some underground here in the background. Fortunately, I got disconnected on my last run, trying to make a video, so this is basically just the recap of that. But yeah, guys, first thing I want to get into now, talk about this video is the new meta, Last Stand meta, that is. Last video I was talking about Last Stand and just kind of giving my, looking from the outside in impression on it. And in doing so, I kind of, was talking about a few things, how I thought it was kind of balanced, how I thought, certain things looked pretty good as far as the PvP goes. It pertains to DZ. I thought it looked a lot better. But I quickly ate my words, guys. About the next day, not even, about a few hours after that, I made that video, released that video, which is about 4 days ago. Haven't seen it, check it out, guys. I have the link in the description. Yeah, about a few hours after I made that video, a new meta was quickly discovered, and that was the skill power meta. It looked like 1.3 all over again, and there's really no way to to say otherwise. The way they implemented the new skill power scaling just wasn't working. In turn with the historian and certain other things. People were just basically able to get 5-second cooldowns on sticky bombs, 5-second cooldowns on secret mines, 5-second cooldowns on smart cover, minute cooldowns on their signature skills, damage resilience up to 100% plus. People were becoming just basically invulnerable with just running skill power builds, and they were still able to do an obscene amount of damage with the historian because, as many of you know, if you don't, the historian in the PTS Week 2 base damage scaled linearly with skill power. More skill power you had, more damage the historian did, and that was just a big no-no. A lot of problems, many of which are basically what I just described. So in doing so in week 3 of the PTS, they have basically removed scaling of historian with electronics and have replaced it with scaling with firearms. So the historian will no longer scale with electronics. It will now scale solely with firearms, so hopefully that takes care of some of those just ridiculously overpowered skill builds that were basically running rampant and just destroying. Oh man, I thought I fixed the lag, guys. Apparently I didn't. So we're looking at an unplayable run of underground here, but well, whatever. I'll still bring all the information. But so yeah, we were basically just looking at a completely broken build in week 2 of the PTS. Luckily, they're changing out historian. Will hopefully no longer be a problem as it was in week 2, because let me tell you, it was pretty funny to watch. The game actually became a cover shooter there for a little bit, because if y'all don't know or if y'all really weren't watching, it was basically just if people knew what they were doing, if people knew what the meta was, it was just skill powers on skill powers on skill power builds. So people were basically just sitting behind cover and just being invulnerable, killing other people that weren't vulnerable, and it was just a really funny sight to see. And like I said, the game became a cover-based shooter there for a while. For a little bit. It's obviously not the way that we want it, or they intended it, but it did do that for a while, so I thought that was pretty funny. Another quick thing I wanted to talk about as well, besides that meta change there, was Seeker Gear Set. Seeker Gear Set is no longer in the game, and no longer in the PTS. Go ahead and talk to this guy right here. Apparently, just the way they were implementing it and just the way it was working out, especially with Valkyrie and just certain weapons, it was just seemed to be too overpowered, seemed to be too game breaking, so they went ahead and took it out the game. So that's I guess it's a way to do it. Another a big change, as you look at my terrible aiming there. Another big change as well to the PTS for this week 3 is you can no longer, you can now sprint and reload at the same time. They took away the ability there to sprint and reload. From what I could tell, the main reason behind that was basically to slow down the pace of the game. They kind of wanted to get rid of the clunky, kind of jerky hip firing, running around in circles thing that they've been seeing, and that many of us have been seeing and taking a part of for a while now. So that was kind of their way of slowing that down by basically removing that ability for us to run in certain situations when it came to reloading. I myself, to be honest, I didn't really see that as too big of a problem. I obviously never really got to test it out or implement it or any of that. But I mean, in many instances, I didn't really see that too big of a problem. But I mean, I guess I can see how it would be a big problem. As I said, I'm not, wasn't able to play it, so I wouldn't really know, to be honest. Um, oh man, I love doing that. But I mean, community spoke up, so that's their they reverted those changes. So for those of you who are looking for that change to be reverted, it's now reverted, guys. So no harm done there. Live and you learn, right? You crawl up here? I don't crawl up here. You live and you learn, right? Um, and another big change, as man, where is this jammer at? Too busy over here talking, not even worried about the jammer. But yeah, no more sprint. Excuse me. Now you can sprint while reloading. So like I said, many of you are gonna be happy about those changes. And as well as a lot of other changes that they've done have basically just been last stand oriented. A lot of damage modifiers have been adjusted in PvP. Um, won't really go over too many of those because I mean a lot of that stuff's subject to change, as well as the things that I just stated as well. But those are just more kind of general purpose things. Um, Regarding the more smaller numbers and certain things like that, I'll leave the link in the description to some of the new notes that they're coming out with right now. So I'll go ahead and look at those and see those for yourself. Um, Another big thing I wanted to talk about as well was some survival changes. Survival is now going to be activated in week 3 of the PTS. As many of y'all remember, if you've seen my last few videos, I've kind of talked about giving my kind of some thoughts on survival. The game mode as a whole, I love it. I love the vibe of it, but there was a few problems that I had with it. Lack of competitiveness, um, lack of loot randomization, and it definitely seems like that's something they're working on. They just basically said that in this in this build of the PTS, they are going to be working with loot randomization. As soon as I can kill this big fool over here. Focus so I can pop these tanks. Yeah, they're going to be working on loot randomization. Um, as I said, that was one of my big problems with the game. Is people were able to learn different routes, go to a certain location, get gear, and just basically dominate. And it just ruined the everyday playability, and it just kind of ruined just that feel that we all played. We all loved survival, so much at the beginning was just that feeling of being out there in the wilderness by yourself, being alone, um, having to fight through the wilderness, having to fight and find supplies, not knowing where anything was. It was just a big facet to the game that just made it a lot of fun. And I mean, I know it's the main reason that I played it a lot to begin with, and I know it's a reason for a lot of y'all. Obviously, some people don't feel too um, crazy about this, but some do. So it's one of the main reasons I wanted to bring that topic up. But as they described it here, give me a second here. Let me pull it up. Yeah, resources have been moved around, still fixed locations. So they're just basically moving resources around. As far as where you can get them, though, those are still the same. But I'm guessing sometimes you'll go to a location where you thought a resource is going to be, and the bag will just be empty. I'm guessing that's what they're doing. So, I mean, hey, that's something, right? It's still randomized loot. It's still going to be random. So that's a direction I'm moving. So yeah, guys, week 3 of the PTS, a lot of big changes. A lot of things that we need to be paying attention to. As I've told you before, stay informed, stay educated, know what you're buying. Excuse me, guys, got the hiccups right now. Know what you're buying, guys. They're doing a very good job right now of being pretty being pretty translucent with us in the community and listening to our changes and listening to what we want. It's as easy as putting your opinion out there and letting them know. If you're not following them on Reddit, definitely do so. A lot of this information that I bring to y'all is from there, but I know a lot of people don't have access or don't know where to find this stuff, so part of the reason why I'm trying to bring y'all these videos, keep everybody more informed. Um, yeah, but besides those, like I said, a few things. PvP modifiers. Um, certain things to turrets and support station. Like I said, they're trying to manage this whole skill meta that's happening now. I do not believe they've changed the scaling of skill power itself, but in getting rid of the historian, uh, I guess you could say reducing the skill cap on skill haste is hopefully going to be some things that are going to reduce those 5 second cooldowns there and so on and so forth. A few more quality of life changes. They reduced the health of players in downstate in the last stand PTS mode. Many people were complaining it took too long to kill somebody. Support station and turrets, less health, so yet again another skill power move to try and keep that skill power meta in check. Armor mitigation is now lowered to 35% last stand. My guess behind that is they want more diversity in the weapon category. I'm guessing. Probably too many people running around with AR since it obviously has armor shredding on there. Yeah, just mainly of those things, guys. Not a whole lot going on in this week of the PTS, but what is going on is very crucial, and very big changes. Like I said, not a whole lot of changes, but what they are doing is very crucial to help the game grow and to help it move to the direction that we want. And I, for one, am very excited and cannot wait to bring out more videos and more updates. I will be closely monitoring week 3 here, and I'll bring out another video here pretty soon of my thoughts, just certain things that are going on. Trying to do my best here to bring you about 2-3 videos a week. Hopefully, well-informed videos at that. Don't want to just kind of bring y'all just some slop. Currently working on getting PC up so I can get my editing a little bit better as far as backgrounds and stuff goes. But can't wait for this new game mode, guys. Let me know what y'all think of it in the chat section. I'll go ahead and link in the description to some of these patch notes and as well as the Reddit page. Y'all kind of look at all this stuff for yourselves and kind of go in depth and see the minor and more minuscule details. Um, can't wait for these game modes, guys. Can't wait for Last Stand. Can't wait for the new DZ expansion. Can't wait for the new events. Can't wait for the new leaderboards. Let me know what y'all think, you guys. Can't wait for the new legendary. Can't wait for the new incursion. I mean, there's just so much stuff coming to the game in 1.6. I, for one, am very excited. I know a lot of y'all disappointed. One big thing that is not coming, unfortunately, is store progression, but that's going to be another video because, like I said, everything's subject to change. We're not completely sure exactly what's going to be coming out, what's not. We do have a good idea, but everything's subject to change. And that's another thing I want to remind y'all guys is everything is subject to change. I've already said it 3-4 times, but I just can't say it enough. So please do not start getting toxic and going crazy and subreddits and different pages voicing your discomfort for the game when all of this stuff is all subject to change. It's a PTS, it's a public test server. Testing being the key word there. So yeah, guys, don't get your pitchforks and your your fire and your mobs ready too quickly. They're working and they're making sure to listen to us, and they're making a lot of changes because of that. So instead of getting your pitchforks out, get your thinking caps on. Stay informed, stay educated. This is Andrew Ray, guys. This has been another Division video, and Andrew Ray out.